So, what is it like owning a 458 Italia in Chicago's winter? Well, let me show you. Alright, I think she's warmed up. We've got 28 degrees on the outside. Let's see what else we're working with. 180 degrees on the oil. Pressure's good. Coolant temperature's good. We are rocking. First drive in a while. Let's get it going. To be honest with you guys, I have nightmares thinking about this dashboard right here and making sure I protect it. Like, I really feel like this car is like my child and I just want what's best for it. But sometimes what's best for it isn't it being with me. And well, we'll get to that later in the video. After not driving this car for a while, I kind of forgot how it drove, and it's reminding me how much I miss driving the car. Obviously, coming from the 911 Turbo, this car is completely different, like in every single way. And it's a 2012, so this car is, 11 years old. So yeah, it's maybe a little bit more cumbersome than a brand new car or whatever, but the way this thing drives when you get like on the gas is the best way to describe it is it feels like an airplane. So the goal for today is really to get the car dialed in so we can put it into winter storage in some kind of way. In Chicago, the weather does fluctuate all the time, but I started to get so frustrated looking at the temperatures outside and knowing that they're about to lay down salt. So I figured we had to do one last wash and actually put this car away in a worthy place, which I cannot wait to show you at the end of this video because I think you guys will really, really, really like it. But first, like I said, we got to get the car washed, so that's what we're doing here. We brought it back to the old office where we still do some work and still have a few car wash supplies to get a bulk wash done. You guys would be surprised at how difficult it is to get your car washed in Chicago. You've got three options and none of them are particularly good. First off, you've got random hand car washes that charge like 50 bucks and have some crazy weird ramps to get inside, and you have some random people washing them and they're pretty bad on the quality side. So yes, you get a wash, but everything else is kind of terrible with it, and it's just spending money for no reason on something that you don't even get the complete product. Number two is you have these self-washes that don't really exist. Number one, most of them are shut down, and then any other one that would maybe come about would be 30-40 minutes away, which you're better off just driving to the suburbs at that point. Number three would be maybe the odd touchless car wash, but those don't exist either, and obviously the touch car washes are in no way, shape, or form something that I'm going to bring this car through. Even though it's fully clear broad, that's awesome and all, and I get it, you're not going to scratch the paint, but there's so many other things on the car that are very important for me to keep kind of preserved and nice, and this car has so many different little odds and ends and mesh metals and different things that not only do I want to make sure I get everything when I do a full-on wash like this, but especially with the fact that I was putting it into storage, I knew I would need to do even more detailing after this wash. I figured, you know what, let's just make a day out of it. I'm done stressing about it, and that's what this is. All right, this is certainly quite the view. Sunset in the Ferrari. Hey guys, we are in the new home for my 458 Italia, at least for this winter, guys. Let's get the lights to turn on, and boom. So yes, we are in the ultra secret garage in Chicago, Illinois that belongs to my friend Jacob. Jacob was one of my very longtime friends. As you guys have seen on the channel, he's actually my buddy that got the 458 Italia, which you could see in that corner first. You've seen the E92 M3 on this channel before as well, and some comparisons I did with the F80 versus that, and some other old content. So that's a 2013 E92 M3 competition. That is a 2013 458. It's in a very, very, very similar spec to mine. And then he's got a Performante right here as well, Huracan Performante, which is absolutely beautiful. It's cool because everything in this garage is on the same kind of color specification, all gray, and it looks absolutely incredible. Funny enough, we actually had this goal a long time ago. Well, this isn't mine, this is just something being rented for now, but this is his. But we had this goal of both having pretty much matching 458 Italias, and this was a 8-9-year-old goal we had when we first met. He owns a cleaning business, and I owned an online marketing business, which I was scaling honestly to a lot of his credit and a lot of things he taught me as he's a little bit older than me. and he taught me a lot of things about proposals and cold approaching companies and getting in front of people and sales and stuff like that. So forever grateful for that, and it's very interesting and amazing to be able to have this experience in this garage right now. So I actually just put the car here yesterday. I did a quick wash, as you guys have seen already, which has been pretty infrequent in owning this car because I don't have a place to wash it really that often or keep it where it stays clean. But today I wanted to revisit it, bring you guys and show you a little bit around and show you a little bit about the car, because I realized I've made 2 videos on the car and none of them really show you the car that I bought. I mean, maybe a little bit, but we'll get more into detail. As I mentioned, right here is a 2019, I believe, Huracan Performante. This thing is absolutely loaded, absolutely gorgeous, fully clear brought. As you guys can see, it's got the forged carbon right there and right there as well. Just absolutely gorgeous spec throughout. Absolutely beautiful. Probably the best version of the Huracan. My 2012 Ferrari 458 Italia, finished in Grigio Titanio. Of course, we've got right next to it the, I think it's just called Grigio 458 Italia 2013. So these cars, like I said, are kind of similar, are also kind of different, which we'll probably get to in some future videos. And if you look inside the car, you can see that it also has the carbon seats. This one's also got HREs, which are absolutely gorgeous, as you guys can see. And it's interesting to see these colors next to each other because this one is significantly lighter than this one. I kind of prefer this color, but I'm okay with that one. At the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers, and I'm just happy I found one in a spec that I love. Right here, we've got Jacob's E92 M3, which I mentioned you guys have probably seen on the channel before. This is a space gray 2013 BMW E92 M3 competition. It only has like 16,000 miles on it. He purchased it brand new, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Full Dyna exhaust, custom Recaro seats, and it just is an absolute beauty. Which leaves us right here with my 458, which obviously you guys have seen a bunch, but not even in some decent lighting and relatively clean like it is now. I've put about 800 miles on the car since I bought it, so I have some pretty solid opinions on it. Let's open it up right here. Oh, don't even have the keys, they're in the car. This whole compartment looks super untouched, which is nice. Number one, it just seems very original, like no one's ever messed with it or taken any of this stuff apart. Now, from my understanding, this car has absolutely no paintwork on it either. And as I've mentioned probably multiple times before, the whole car is entirely clear brought, which is super helpful. Number one, because it saves me a ton of money. And number two is that it protected whatever was there. So as you guys know, I bought this car with 16,000 miles. About, I think 6,000 of those miles were put on by Tyson in the last year. So he purchased it with only like 10 or so thousand miles. So this car really has not been driven very much over its life, and it definitely shows. So looking at some more details, you guys see it's got the carbon mirrors right there. It's also got the carbon canards, which is a little hard to see in this lighting, but these are all carbon. It's got the black badge on the front and the rear from the factory. We've got the carbon skirts down here as well, which look epic, and they're also clear brought, thankfully. And then as far as the carbon goes on the car, you guys can see here as well, we've got the carbon fiber diffuser. That looks absolutely ridiculous. Definitely need to clean all of this up properly, but we'll definitely get to that in this newfound winter home and season. So now that we've got the keys, let's go take a little bit of a closer look on the inside. We've got the beautiful carbon bucket seats, which I absolutely adore. And to be honest with you, this is pretty much as close as you can get to brand new without any real wear on the bolsters at all on either side, which is absolutely incredible. If you look at it, it's just gorgeous. My only job is to make sure it stays looking like that, which is important. But if we're gonna look at some of the carbon bits right here, you can see we've got the carbon fiber door sills, which is an option. Over here as well, you can see you've got the carbon central bridge right there. We've got carbon on the steering wheel, as you can see right here. And then we've also got carbon on all the vents and the entertainment areas as well. So this car is certainly loaded up with carbon fiber, and it's definitely something I'm a big fan of. If you recline the seat, you get to see my favorite angle of this car, which are these seats. But now that you guys saw a little bit of the car, I do want to kind of finish this wash. I did a full decontamination, as you guys saw, but there's some other things I still need to do, like the glass and maybe, you know, little things around the car, the interior, etc. That being said, please subscribe so we can hit 10,000 subscribers and hopefully 100,000 in 2024. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.